Yo! Welcome to Hellstorm Wargaming. My name is Mikey. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you're all doing well. And welcome to this live stream. It's Monday. It means we've got 40k to talk about. So welcome in. How are you doing? Thanks for popping by. Hello. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from. Let me just get my bot to work. Is my bot working? Looks like it is. Hello. No background music. There is some music on. I've not just been sat here in silence, am I? RIP headphone users. Bro, I'm playing Animal Crossing. So welcome in. Hello. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name's Mikey. This weekend I went to my first team tournament. I didn't tell a white lie. But it was only a lie. It wasn't my fault that it was a lie. It wasn't my fault that I lied. I forgot. I forgot. I've not been to a team tournament for 40k for so long that I actually forgot that I'd been to one. I went to a team tournament, okay, because last week's stream was like, I'm going to my first 40k tournament and I'm captain. Or first team tournament, whatever. I was in a team tournament in 8th edition at the South Coast with Liam Dempsey, of all people. It was me and Dan, who used to play on the channel. And then it was Liam Dempsey and Brom. It was Liam Dempsey when it was called Warhammer. That's how long ago it was. It only just started diplomatzone.tv. That's how long ago it was. It was a long time ago. And also I was captain on that team as well. Oh, hilarious. So it's actually my second team tournament, but my first 10th edition team tournament. And I didn't play one in 9th, I don't think. Well, not many people played tournaments in 9th, but there we go. So, hello, welcome. We're going to be talking about the team event this weekend. We're going to be talking about my big announcement. Got a big announcement to make, chat. But before I do that, did you see it? Did you see it, chat? That's the question. Let me quickly say hello to chat. Let me quickly say hello. 1,000 Suns are broken. Yeah, they're so broken. They are insane. Long time no see. Hi, Martin. How are you? Monday stream. Justice. Hello to you. No, Mikey, it's Monday stream. Monday Steam. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, bro? Teams is easy. I did not know what was happening. It's because you had a great captain, probably. Big C. It's probably because you had an excellent captain. That's what I'll say. I got 3 teams in a row pretty soon, and one of them is going to be pretty cool. Oh, really? Interesting. That sounds fun. I imagine one of them is going to be really sick. Depending on what it is. Chat, did you see the stream? Chat, did you see the stream, bro? Look at the fucking state of me. I did the stupid idea. Chat, I did the stupid idea. I did a live stream with a camera strapped to my chest. And it actually wasn't too bad. It actually wasn't too bad. Let's be honest. Look at me. This is me. This is my army. This is me. This is you, even. This is you, even. Look at it. What a fucking mess it was. Actually, it wasn't too bad. Could have done with a bit more lighting. Okay. But it was a trial. The title was literally the worst stream you've ever seen. So I did not set myself up for failure. I set the bar pretty low, and I think I like jumped over it, you know?
Sure. Can I still charge it from that? The Sagittarius blocks it. So I can't charge it at all? I don't think so. Okay. Are you near the wall though? Because this is WTC.
Oh, yeah, near the wall, yeah.
I can just charge outside the wall.
Charge like this. Yeah. That's
okay,
cool.
cool.
Yep.
I mean, I'm in a gym. I'm in a game hall. I'm so used to like Warhammer tournaments happening in gyms and just getting PTSD. It was in a gaming hall with like probably like 50 other people. Okay, it is roasting. There's fans on to keep us cool.
Let's do the fun ones. We're gonna shoot all the bows that can see into this unit.
That audio is actually all right. Let's be real.
So 10 bows.
It's like, so you can hear the fan. Obviously I didn't know you could hear the fan, but when I'm picking up dice, sometimes you can hear the fan. That's not me breathing, that's the fan. There's a fan right there. There's a fan.
What's the toughness of the bite? 6. Okay, so I probably want to reroll for lethals. So 6 is a lethal, 4's to hit. I'm just going to reroll everything. Definitely reroll all of those.
All I'm saying is, chat, that's not too bad. You know? I don't think so anyway. I don't think that's actually too bad. You know? To say it's a GoPro strapped to my chest, a GoPro chest strap, I'm so gonna say I'm actually quite curious that maybe this could be actually a genius idea. Maybe POV, you've just seen the making of a genius idea. You know, as a trial run, I thought it was okay. You know, it doesn't look too bad. The sound's pretty good. You can kind of see what's going on. You know, the best bit was like I was like picking up cards, I think. Oh, doing this, I skipped it. I realized I had the bit lined up for when I draw cards, and then I couldn't. I've skipped away now. But it's fun. It's fun. It actually worked pretty well. Chat, should I do this again? Because it looks alright, I would say. Next time I might take some lights with me, that's all. You know? Took a little bit of adjustment, because obviously I'd never done it before, but I just went, yo, I'm going to play a full tournament 2,000 point game. You know? A quick tournament 2,000 point game. And we're gonna play a full game together with a camera strapped to my chest. It was a little awkward at times, but not mega. It wasn't like, it was a bit annoying, but not horrific. The main thing is the fan kept blowing over the terrains. I was trying to keep it on track. That was the main thing. I'm trying to find where I'd like draw cards and like show them. I mean, that's me doing this. This is me doing the score. But it's like you're really there. And I thought the ultra-wide shot actually really worked quite well. To a point where, do you even need fucking top-down shots in this? POV, doing the score, bro. So, anyway, there's some things brewing and cooking there, I'll say that for sure. Not a great pause from it, old mercenary there. Not a great pause. Well, great player. That's Mercenary Q, by the way, one of the best mods in the world. Best mod on the channel, let's be honest. Having a great time. It was really, really fun. It was really, really sick. I thought it actually worked really, really well. I think I could look at getting like a head strap. Because this was annoying for my arms. It was much better than when I used to play games, you know? Because the reason, if you didn't know, the reason I had this idea was because I just thought, you know, once upon a time, all right? Once upon a time, we used to play games that looked like this. It's the same angle. It's the same angle. All I'm doing is holding a camera like this, you know? The difference is the camera's now here and I don't have to touch it. You know? So I'm a bit like, okay, something's cooking. And I live streamed it, which I also thought was pretty fun. Imagine one day I'll like go to a tournament and rather than like streaming someone else's games, I stream all of my own games and it's POV, you're at the tournament with me. You know? Warhammer FPS. Yeah, literally. I actually think there's something there. Now, I will say, once upon a time, Winter still does this. Winter does still do that. I will say, right, there's things called streamer backpacks, right? Did I show that? I mean, they're very common. I'm not fucking leaking anything. £2,000, chat. I can have a full stream backpack. Okay, let's get the donations rolling in. £2,000. I can have a proper 4K solo live stream kit. Okay. 2,000. Come on, chat. Come on. Crack on. Crack on. POV 116. Imagine you're going to see me in Atlanta with probably norovirus, losing all those games. You know? Losing all those games. All right? You could have seen it live. That's dollars, not pounds. All right. Put shipping and taxes on there. It's 2,000 again. Just saying. 2,000. Let's go, chap. What about a little drone that stays above you like the cyclists use? You want me to fly a drone directly above the 6x4 table in a gaming hall for 3 hours at a time? But no, what I think I need, jokes aside, is just like a bit. The mount wasn't too bad. It was just a bit annoying that it was right on my chest, and a GoPro strap's not great for me. So either something on my head or something on like a backpack. So I can wear a backpack and it's like attached to it. That'd be really cool. Like the IRL backpack. So 3D print a little servo skull for the drone. Why don't I just take like a camera mount arm that can go over the table and then moving cameras and then get like multiple cameras so you got the perfect view? Chat, I think you're missing the point. Cheap and cheerful. Get a backpack mounted camera for a third person view as well as a drone. Yo, there's a fucking video from a YouTuber I love called Ryan Trahan, right? Who did that? Ryan Trahan, third person. I survived 50 hours in third person.
And this, well, this is just the first one.
It's quite funny, because this is how he saw his life. He was third person for 50 hours. This is what I need to play stream Warhammer games.
This was my first and biggest mistake of this challenge. I shoved my wallet in Roger's face here.
2K is a cheap and cheerful. Des, it was a joke. Have you heard of this thing called humor and sarcasm? But look at it.
And he looks furious.
Maybe not this bit.
I think. He said he was gonna...
This is the rig I need. This is the rig I need to stream Warhammer events, I think. Train a small chip to sit on your shoulder and fill it for you. Genius. We're finally there, bro. We're finally there, bro. We've got there. Anyway, that's so that was like a trial run. I thought it was really fun. And it was because I was going to a tournament. And basically, if you're not doing anything this weekend, Hellstorm chapter approved Party T is happening this weekend, gamers. You could come along to an event this Sunday even to come and play in our latest RTT. It's happening this weekend. 3 games on Sunday. It should be real good fun. If you haven't already, please consider grabbing a ticket. We're not doing list submission until Thursday, in line with our competitive club. So if you wanted to come and hang out, play some games, we've got loads of space for 32 players. We've got 5 types of terrain, all new missions, all that's good stuff. All the mission packs coming out tomorrow. Just going to finalize them. But obviously, I've been a busy boy because I've been away. So if you haven't already, consider coming along to chapter approved Party T. Cheap and cheerful. Hire a dude with a ladder to film it from a higher angle. Excellent. Thank you. I don't know what's triggered this. Nothing showed up. If you're watching, let us know what you've done. Just got my ticket for Sunday. Let's go. Andy, dude. Appreciate you, man. Just get Jake to hold the camera and no ladder needed. Excellent. Excellent. All messing around. He was good in it. Thought it looked better than some of the streams out there. Well, thank you. I was just trying to, I thought it'd be interesting. It's not something I'm going to be like, okay, guys, I'm only doing chest camera streams from now on. Obviously, I'm not doing that. But, like, I did think, I was like, if I go to, like, a big GT, maybe, you know, or if I go to, like, America, right, and, well, you know, maybe not the best time to go to America. One day, when America's not crazy, if I go there and I go to a big event, like, and you guys can't go, I can fucking take my chest camera, I could stream a game there, you know? I could stream the whole event run there, you know? I resubscribed on Twitch. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Make sure you refresh on Twitch or it won't show up, bro. Maybe if I go to somewhere in Europe and play an event, you know, somewhere cool there. Maybe a better example. Maybe I go somewhere cool that's not crazy, all right? Will we ever not be crazy at this point? I don't know, mate. I don't know, mate. No, fucking dickheads in charge. Anyway, if I could go to Europe and go to a cool event there, I could go like a big UK event that's not trash. Like a cool UK event. I could go to like a content creator event, you know? And I could just live stream from my... I could go to like No Retreat Gibraltar one day. Maybe they do like another content creator one. And I could live stream my own games. How sick would that be? You know? What about LGT? Nah, I'm right. I'm good, mate. I'm good, pal. You know? I'm good. Live stream an official GW event, that always goes down well. I could go to a GW event and live stream from there, you know? Maybe like Canada and stuff like that. I don't know. So yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just saying there's like, it sowed some seeds. Maybe, just maybe, if I go to like a local event, I can be like, yo, do you mind if I live stream? And they might be like, yeah, whatever. You know? And I'm like, yo, I'm the guy who POV live streams tournaments. I'm just saying it's pretty sick. It's a pretty sick idea. But what's also a sick idea, chat, is going to team events. This weekend, as you can see, with this definitely eccentric number of people. I can't get them all in when I zoom in like that. I took the eccentrics out this weekend because I went to my first 10th edition team event, which is super exciting. As you can see, we're all wearing our Hellstorm B team shirts. Don't ask what happened to A team. All right, we don't talk about it anymore. People kept saying, why are you all wearing B team shirts when one of you B team one isn't? Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But we went to a team event this weekend. And we sent 2 teams. We went to Northern Warlords Summer 2025, which is really, really fun. And I'll let you guess who was on my team and who was on theirs. I'll let you guess. Guess what? We're all mixed up. Censored by chat. You weren't wearing your shirt, bro. You weren't wearing your shirt. What were we supposed to say? How do I get out of this? Let me out. And as you can see, look how well we did. Night Rain Gang being Mike was so scared. Look how well we did. Look. All right, we had to scroll to 9th to find the first one. And then 15th for the second one. But that's not the point, chat. We went there to make, like, loads more friends. Like, we played, like, 4... How many people did we play? 20 new friends, which was really fun. There was only 18 teams, so we did literally do bang average or worse as a team. Just saying, we did do bang average or worse. But you can't rank fun. That's true, Deck. That's true. But it was really fun. It was a really good laugh. It was a really good laugh. Obviously, the A team, my team, did better than B team. So all is right in the world. Balance is still perfect, which is great. Actual player placings. Your boy came 7th. Your boy came 7th, bro. Don't fucking forget it. Bro. But you might notice something about my army. It's not my usual army. Chat, this is the first time I went to a proper tournament and didn't use Space Marines in, what, 7 years or something stupid? I played like 2 events where I didn't play Space Marines and both in GW. This is the first time I played like a real army and I did really well. With 1,000 suns, no less. T-Sons and Space Marines, that's true. You know, let's think of all the times, right? I could, if I had £1, okay? If I had £1 for every time I'd been told that Blood Ravens were Thousand Sons successors, I would have enough to buy a Thousand Sons army, and they're really expensive. You know? I'd have enough to buy a Thousand Sons army. So I did just that. And I took Thousand Sons this weekend. Oh my god, they are just so insane. Thousand Sons are so fucking insane. I'll show you my scores in a minute. But holy shit, bro. It was just easy mode, honestly. Thousand Sons, honestly, are just easy mode right now. I know everyone's saying that they're kind of good. Magnus, kind of shit. Well, guess what? I took Magnus. I took it with me. Look at it. Look how cool he is. Imagine shooting 24 inches, strength 11, damage 3 and D3 shots with devastating wounds. There he is. There he is. What a fucking beat. I've always been a Thousands player. Yeah, I've always loved wizards. You know? I've always loved fucking Psychers. That's what I'm trying to say. I've always loved Psychers. He's so good. He's so good. It's pretty funny though. Here's my individual rankings, because obviously, like, as a team, we did really well. As a team, we did really, really well. We did bang average. We got 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. Which is obviously very funny. Okay? Obviously very funny. We did play 5 lovely teams. One of the teams that we played round 1 came 3rd. And then the second one we lost to came 4th. So I feel like we had some pretty hard matchups for those losses. We did kind of get screwed in the first round. I'm going to talk more about the rounds in a few minutes. But I just want to talk about my personal rankings. Look at this. Look at this. You can see this is called character development, chat. Okay. Look, I played Thousand Sons. Arguably the most broken army in the game. Or one of. What else is a broken army in the game right now? Or one of? Death Guard. 100%. 100% Death Guard are absolutely fucking insane. Okay. And I played them 3 times. Because I was on a team with me, Niall, Big C, and Andy Tech Dad. The boys. The boys. Obviously, the other team was Jamartin, his Mercenary Q, his Papaya Pariah, and his Deathwatch 24. 2 great teams. Solid teams, okay? However, I was just kind of there, and I didn't really tell my team what to do. We didn't really plan. We didn't really plan for where we would put the team or the armies we were going to take, except for making sure we weren't going to take the same army, because you can't do that in team events. It is literally illegal. But we were like, I was like, as the captain of Hellstorm A team, I was like, I'll go into the broken list, and then you guys can have what's left. You know? We didn't really go, yeah, guys, we need a blocker list, we need an attacker list, we need a stall list, and all this shit. Because when you're in team events, that's what you kind of have to think about. But I was just like, I'll go and play the broken army of the teams, or as much as possible, and the rest of you are just going to have to like it or lump it. Hence me playing against Death Guard for 3 rounds, you know? But I did pretty well into them. The first round, I played a guy called Harry from Majority T3. He was really lovely, but he was very good at Warhammer. And Broken Army, as we know. It's because he was playing Champions of Contagion, which I'd actually not played against. Champions of Contagion is the detachment that Death Guard have, where you can change the contagion each round, which is like really, really good, obviously. You know? Really, really good. So that was a really hard game. It was one of those games where, like, it felt like things should just automatically happen, and they didn't happen. You know? Like, oh, I've got bring it down, so I'm just going to shoot a Rhino with a Mutilate Vortex Beast and Magnus with all my buffs, and I'll just fail. Where in my 3rd, 4th, 5th game, I look at a Rhino and it disintegrates. You know, I shoot it with 1 Rubric squad and it just falls over. This is like, here's my most strongest unit, and another strong unit into a rhino, and it's going to live on like 6 wounds. It is like one of those sorts of games. But a really close game. You can see only 10 points in it. And the way team events work is they work with a 20-0 system or a team system. So it's hard to explain. I'll probably do some drawings about team events in a minute. But essentially you go to a table with 10 points and your opponent has 10 points. And you are trying to hold on to your points and not give any up, okay? So when you see a loss and it's like, oh, you lost, okay, right, fair enough. What's essentially happened here is we both had 10 points going into the game. I gave away one and Harry took it off me, essentially, because he won, because he wouldn't beat me by 10 points, essentially, or like more than 5. And that you'll see that a lot. Essentially, if you, in the actual victory points of the game, if you score 5 or less difference, it'll be a draw. You know, if it's more than 5, you'll gain a point. And then if it's another more than 5, you'll gain another point, as you can see here, you know. So round 1, great game. Just one of those games that I felt a bit unlucky. Round 2, I played Simon, lovely bloke, playing Chaos Space Marines, loads of tanks on WTC boards. It was always Jova, no matter what happens. Sadly, lovely guy, but just like loads and loads of vehicles on a WTC board was just awful for him, because he's trying to like get angles and he just can't because WTC is so heavy. We were on a quite heavy board as well, so you like try and drive around stuff and then it's like, okay, well, I'll just like not be seen and I'll be in this corner, and then he'll drive a bit further around. I'll be like, right, okay, I'm just gonna pop through this wall now, so you're gonna have to drive around to try and get me again. It just never happened. So that was always rough. And then I played against Mike Duff, absolute legend, really good friend of mine, absolute boy. We had a fucking fantastic game. And what I will say is with the Death Guard and this game here, the 2 Death Guard games, is I went first in every game, barring the last one, you know? And both times, I lost the game due to my opponent scoring 15 on fucking primary in the last turn. Because Death Guard does have so much shit, because they're all so cheap, and you can't kill it all that fast, even as a Thousand Suns player. So fucking having to try and deal with all of the Death Guard and hold the objectives and kill enough where they can't hold any objectives in the last turn is very fucking difficult. So I ended up getting a draw round 3, which was like really fun. Mike's lovely. We both scored 90 points each, even with like taking chunks out of each other. I think I had Magnus, 2 rhinos, and the Infernal Master left, and he had a lot more than me, but we ended up getting a draw. Like, we took like absolute bits out of each other. It was crazy. Round 4, I went against Death Guard again. A very similar list, not quite the same, but I went second on this one, I think. Did I? No, I did. I went on first on this one as well. But this one, it was just one of those missions where I just like absolutely just like the terrain was completely different. I got all the angles. I didn't lose too much, but it was absolute whitewash. And again, character development, lost to Death Guard, drew, won. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. But then last game, I played against Blood Angels, and oh my god. Marcus is lovely. I think Marcus is in chat right now. Shout out to Marcus, what an absolute legend. Oh my goodness. Oh, just like the disparity of these games compared to like the Death Guard ones, because even though I won this one, it was still a hard-fought game. It was one of those where I was like on full denial, so they couldn't score any points. It wasn't like I'd absolutely like table them in 2 turns. Whereas the Marcus, fucking that, bro, it was just awful. Thousand Suns are just in another league when it comes to Warhammer right now. Hence me going against Death Guard. And I kind of cocked up the pairings in this round. And I ended up going into Blood Angels, and it was just absolutely brutal, honestly. It is absolutely brutal. I think at the end of turn 2, I killed over like 1,200 points or something stupid. I'd picked up like 2 units of Sanguinary Guard, Dante, 2 units of Blade Guard, 20 Assault Intercessors because they were with like characters because they're in the big brick, an Impulsor, 2 units of Jump Intercessors. It was like crazy. It was like crazy good. It was one of those where it was like end of turn 2 going into turn 3. Mark was like, I'm out. And I was like, yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. One of those, it was just like, we are just rolling dice for the sake of it now. It was one of those games where it got to the end of turn 2 and then we're just like randomizing cards. You know what I mean? We're just like banging through pressing randomize on our phones and putting all the full points in and pressing random, because it's just one of those sorts of games, you know. However, the nice thing about team events is no matter what I do personally, I was the captain, so I could decide the matchups to the most part. I had a good idea of how to decide the matchups and how to make them favourable in my favour and for the rest of my team. So even though I did really well and only gave away a single point over 5, which I was really proud of, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because I can look at my personal placing, you know. I can look at my personal placing and I can go, I was in 7th, which is kind of fun out of 72 people. Pretty funny. But also, in a team event, personal placings doesn't really mean anything because you have so much agency of what you do and don't play. But I will say, shout out to Peter for coming in 8th. Mod Scenario Q. Coming 9th, sorry. Congrats to... Oh, God, you have to scroll quite far, bro. Martin, well done for coming 23rd. Congrats to... Oh, God, it's so far down, bro. Oh, it's going so far down. Callum, well done for coming 49th. Andy Tech Dad, well done for coming 52nd. Niall, 53rd. And then... Who we got? Decknell, well done on coming 67th. And Graham, thanks for well done for coming 70th. Doxed again, you put your full name on a public event, mate. You put your name on a public event. I did have to scroll all the way to the bottom to find Papaya. You did do the best out of these 3. Just think about it that way. Out of these 3, you did do the best. However, chat, you know me. I am a man who listens. I'm one who takes things on the chin and listens to my community. Okay? I'm one who listens to my community. You might remember this. Okay?
Have I seen him before? Hello. You might be thinking, who's this gentleman on my screen? Do I know him? Have I seen him before? And why is he on my screen? Well, let me tell you. I'm Jamartin.
I'm Jamartin. This is my squeaky chair and my tiny desk. And Jamartin has been asking me to run a team event using my full legal name for some reason. Asking me to run a team event for many months. Okay? The concept, run a team event. Which is an interesting idea. A very interesting idea. And I've never been against running team events. But I haven't been to a team event in so long. And at this time, when I watched this the initial time, I hadn't been to a team event ever. That I didn't want to run a team event without the experience of going to a team event. And since I went to Northern Warlords, run by Matt Rebel and friends, actually a legendary event, really fun, really fun, I went back and watched this. And I realised a lot of the ideas in this was a bad idea. Especially running one in June. Because he was trying to get me to run one the weekend just gone. However, I did take some of it. Wait. Hold. Wait. Where's it gone? Shit, I've lost it. Chat, I've lost it. I've lost it, chat. Wait. That I thought that it needed to be done better. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I am announcing the Hellstorms Team Tournament. The HTT. As you can see, here it is. The Hellstorm Team Tournament, 4-man teams, 16 teams total, or 4-person team, should I be more clearly, which is currently on a discount right now. As you can see, look how cheap those tickets are for you and 3 other friends. I know a lot of you don't have friends, but if you can find 3, there is a Hellstorm Team Tournament happening on the 6th and 7th of December this year at the Outpost in Sheffield, which should be very fun. 5 rounds, 16 teams, 4 people, because I think 4 is great. And the great thing is about this 4-man team event or 4-person team event is we have 4 types of different terrain. Imagine that. Imagine your table choice actually mattering, not just being slightly taller or slightly smaller buildings on the board. We're going to be using 4 types of terrain. These are the types we're going to be using initially. And it should be really fun. Currently, they are on early bird, which means they're only £240. This is member discount. If you remember the website or a green name in chat, you can get a discount in our Discord. Let's put Discord in chat. But you can also grab a ticket to this event using my link that I'm about to post in chat right now, or you can type !shop. Okay. So it should be really fun. Again, there's 6 tickets available. We've half sold tickets for early bird already. The rest of the tickets are going to go out next week, next Monday, a week today. So if you haven't already, please consider grabbing a team tournament ticket. It should be really fun. So it's you and 3 friends. That's all I'm asking for. You know, it should be a good laugh. I'm going to go over how teams events work for the rest of the stream. I'm going to go over like how the pairings will work, or how the pairings work this weekend, which will follow a very similar format. But it should be a good laugh. So if you haven't already, please consider coming to one of our events. We have one this weekend, an RTT. In August, we have a GT. You can actually go to shop event tickets here and they'll all pop up. Ignore the ones that say private. But as you can see, these all say private. So I'm just going to log out a minute. 1 minute. As you can see, we've got the chapter approved party tea happening this weekend. We have All Stars August happening in the last weekend of August. And then the first weekend of December, we have the team event. What a great spread of events this year. And you should come. And I should say that the GTs and the team tournaments, food is included. And don't want to promise anything, so please don't hold it to me just yet. But if you are coming to the August event, we might have some very cool food going on, because Outpost is going to be serving some really cool food. They've got a restaurant being built right now in the venue. So we're going to have our own on-site restaurant with like really, really nice food, you know, so it should be really sick. So if you haven't already, please consider grabbing a ticket. And if you are going to come and you are a member, there is a discount in the Discord. If you post in the members area, I'll have to find it out. I can't remember where we were keeping it. We were keeping it somewhere in the members room. There's a secret discount code for members only. Members will share it with other members. That'd be good. So that should be fun. So if you haven't already, come along. Come and see it. Come try some food out. And no, it's not Kay. It's not Kay's cooking. It's not Kay's cooking. But I've been cooking, because look at that event. So we're already half sold, which should be really fun. It's going to be really good. I'm really excited for it. I'm going to talk to you about team events in general. But that's the plan. That's the plan. Do they sell friends at Outpost? Yeah, but they're free. Slightly more tempted to come August. You should come to August. I mean, you should try and come to both, or maybe all 3. But if you can make one, that's better than none. You know? The best time to buy a team tournament for Hellstormwargaming's Hellstorm team tournament was yesterday, but the best time was yesterday. The better time is today. That's what you can say. I did. What did someone say about HTT? Was it mercenary as well? HTT is obviously like something you get in a tropical country. I almost called it Hellstorm Team Championships, but then I didn't want to get sued by the old mobile phone company. Imagine. Hey, I get a lawsuit from HTC phone company. Do they even do anything anymore? Do HTC phones still exist? They still make phones, allegedly. They still make phones, allegedly. Imagine there's a little note down here. There was actually a lawsuit with Hellstormwargaming because they called it the HTC. HTTP. Hellstorm Team Tournament Pack. Excellent. I just thought HTT sounded better because it's higher in the alphabet. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say, chat. So if you're considering coming to a tournament, you can come to one day this weekend. It should be really fun. It's happening this Sunday. It should be a real good laugh. We've got a good few tickets sold. It should be good fun. It's only 3 rounds. Pretty chill event. It's good for a first-time tournament player. The GT is good for a first GT player. It's 60 people. It's gonna be quite busy, but good vibes. And then the team tournament, I'm gonna try and get 64 in, so we can get 16 teams. We might have to drop to 14, but we're hoping we get 64 in. We just gotta do some measurements, and maybe you can do better than I do. You know, after I went to a team tournament this weekend and lost my first game, I considered dropping due to family concerns. I lost the game, and then I was like, I am actually exhausted, and I go to so many tournaments, so I might go home. You know? Arguably, I go to more events than anyone in spirit. My cat missed me, so they called me and said meow meow. So I was like, I've got to go. I've got to go now, you know? But if you didn't know, if you've never been to a team tournament, okay, if you've never been to a team tournament, let me tell you how it works. Drop you after one last sounds squarish. I didn't say no, bro. I just said I was going to think about it. I said I was tired. Okay. The way pairings works, which is really interesting in team tournament, if you've never tried it before. Why do you have 4 people? Why do we have 4? And I'll tell you why. You have 4 people. You have 4 armies. Okay. I'll just write them. Let's say you have a space marine army. And then you have a guard army. Okay. You have... Oh, Guard. You have knights. And you have Death Guard, let's say. So what happens is you have 4 people on your team, and like this is this team event, for example. You have 4 people on your team. You can't share a codex, but rather than what happens is at a tournament is you all go to a tournament and then you all go, how did the games go? And it's like, oh, I won. And it's like, yay, we won. And then you go, I lost. And you go, never mind. Then you do it again. And you do it again. And you do it again. Which is fun, don't get me wrong. But the nice thing about team events is the camaraderie, which I don't think is sold enough. Everyone's like, teams are so good, teams are so cool. And it's like, no one really explains why. And I think the reason why team events are so fun and why people like team events is because the camaraderie is so fun. Okay? Because as I said, in a team event, right, you play with a 20-0 system. Okay? So, essentially, there are 20 points up for grab in each game. You know? Like I said, if the Space Marines are going to go against, let's say, Leagues of Votann. Okay? These are going to fight each other. Alright? The Leagues of Votann, can you not duplicate factions? In a team event, no, you cannot duplicate factions. You have to be separate. Otherwise... like this weekend, there was no duplicated factions. There'd be 4,000 suns on each team. For example, let's say Leagues of Votann are playing a Space Marine army. Like I said, there's a 20-0 system. The Leagues of Votann player is essentially wagering, okay? There's a wager of 10 points. And the Space Marine player will do the same. They'll also wager 10 points. Okay? So that... they offer 10 points each. And that's where we say it's a 10-10, okay? If these people don't play, they'll have a 10-10. If they get a perfect draw, they'll have a 10-10, okay? So the way when people talk about like dropping points or only dropping X amount of points over the event, what they're trying to say is they arrive with X amount of points, so X being 10 times rounds, okay? So let's say there's a 5-round event. So it's 50 points you have to play with. Okay. You come into the event with 50 points. If you leave the event with 5 draws, you'll leave with 50 points. You gain nothing, but you lost nothing for the team. However, let's say, because the Space Marine player is really sick, let's be honest. The Space Marine player is really cool, handsome even, you could argue, handsome. Leagues of Votann player has been, arguably. Let's say the Space Marine player won, okay, and they only won a little bit. They come away with 11 points. Well, the Leagues of Votann player doesn't leave with 10 points because they've given one of their points to the Space Marine player, and they come away with a 9, essentially. And that's how you get an 11-9 win. This means it's really close. Essentially, for every 5 VP above, you taking a point from your opponent and give one to your opponent. You take one from your opponent, or they give you one from your opponent. You know? For every 5 points above. So if it's 5, let's say it's 75, 80, that's a draw. If it's 75, 81, that's a win, 11-9. If it's 75, 85, that's 11-9. It's a 1 point difference. If it's 75, 86, that's a 12-8, for example. So you're essentially wagering these points. So you start with 50 and you are fighting games. Let's say there's Chaos Knights, there's Thousand Suns, and then there's World Eaters, for example. Just random facts on the top of my head. Doesn't matter. You are trying to win points to win games, obviously. You're trying to win a game because we play Warhammer. There's a winner and a loser. That's just how these things work. But the whole point of it is you are trying to collectively score more points because you're all coming in with 10. You're trying to collectively score more points than your opponent who's also coming in with their 10. You know? So what you're doing is you're wagering these 10 points and these 10 points and trying to score more to win the round. So let's say we do some pairings, okay? Let's say we do some pairings. There's some sections. We have defender, in this instance 4-man, defender, okay? And then we have attacker. We actually have 2 attackers. And then we have a champion in this instance. And my pen's way too thick. Okay, the way pairings in this one work is a defender, okay, goes against, gets revealed first, but essentially you both put down a defender, and then the defender gets attacked by 2, okay? So let's say I'm the captain of this team, my defender is Space Marines, okay? And I will be offered 2 armies for my defender. They'll go, okay, well, we're gonna attack with these 2 teams, or these 2 armies. And then you go, right, okay, well, my defender is going to play against one of these, all right? And my champion is my best player, or it's a little bit coy, the champion. You put them down, and they're just going to play against whoever they randomly put down. It is fairly random, the champion, in this instance. So you put, like, a defender down, they put down an attacker, then they put down a defender, and you put down 2 attackers. And once the defender has decided the attacker, the opposing attacker goes against the other attacker that they didn't choose, for example. And then you have your 4 pairings. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty fun because what you're doing is you have some form of control about. Let's say your Space Marine player is really good against vehicles. All right, you want your Space Marines here and maybe here. Okay, but they're not so good against loads of infantry, so you don't want them here. You don't want them here, for example. So you have some like agency of when you come to list building and how you can use your armies as a captain to put them against stuff that they're better at and avoiding stuff that they're worse at. And if their pairings go badly, your Space Marines end up here instead of here, for example. Let's say they're running 3 Vindicators and Ballistas. They're really good against vehicles. So that's kind of like some of the fun of it. But this doesn't explain camaraderie. Because let's say, for example's sake, we've done the attacker defender and these are the pairings, okay? These are all the pairings. It's just how it's worked out. And you're happy with those pairings, as is your opponent, you know? Let's say. Now, because you're all offering 10 points each, you've got 10, they've got 10, you know? You're trying to win games. You're trying to win games, obviously. That's the whole point of Warhammer, as we said. If all 4 of your team win, you win the round. But what can happen is, let's say, the Legion of Votann and Space Marines had a great game, and it's like a 15-5, okay? I should do it like that. It's a 15-5, okay? Your Legion of Votann player has done a decent win, but your Space Marine player hasn't lost completely. They started with 10, they came away with 5. They halved their points, okay? If all of these get a 10-10, okay, this team will essentially win the round. They won't quite win the round as a whole, but they'll win the round. But let's say these get 10-10, okay? And then these get a, let's say, 12... No, wrong way round. A 12-8, but the other way around. The Knights beat the Thousand Sons. Only a little bit, but they beat them, okay? So now overall, the team above is still winning by 3 points, okay? And now before that, the Death Guard player is like, I really want to win for the round. I'm going to try and get a 20-0, you know? I would love a 20. I'd love the World Eaters to get 0. Chances of that happening are slim, because 2 really good players, 2 really cool armies or whatever. But with your captain, your captain could come over and like, bro, you don't need to do a big win. We just need to score more points than them. We're 3 points behind, okay? So you need to score 4, which means the Death Guard player can now go, okay, I need a 14. A 14-6 to win the round. To win on points, essentially, you know? Now, this would, if this did happen, it would actually end up in a draw. But the other this team would be doing better because they scored more points overall. There's a win-loss draw system in the team ranking as well as the individual ranking, which I don't super agree with, but it's just how it is. They need to score way more points than their opponent to actually win the round. I think it's more than 10. So this would actually end up in a draw for this, rather than a win. We actually had it in our final round, our round 5, as we scored 10 more points as a team than our opponent, but we got a draw because we didn't get 11 points or more. And 11 is the win bracket, essentially. If it's within 10 as a team score, it's still a draw. Much like if it's within 5 for an individual, it's still a draw. Which, you know, I don't think is super cool. It's a bit annoying if you win the round and then don't because you didn't score quite enough. But it's just how it is. I don't know. The 20-0 system is not a perfect scoring system. It's just an interesting one. But it's kind of fun that let's say everyone's sweating, you know, everyone's sweating, but the Legion of Votann player got 15-5, the Chaos Knights player got a 20-0, okay, the T-Suns player got an 11-9, so then you can go to Death Guard player, bro, we've won the round, chill. And you don't have to sweat each game because it's not about trying to win by 1 point all the time. You have this score system that is all added together, and you're working together as the team, which is like the really fun bit. And that's why I really like team events. I've played a few team events now. Obviously, I played one in AOS. I played one in 40k many years ago, which I completely forgot about. They did not use this system. And then I played an old world one, which is very similar to this. It was a 20-0 system as well. And then I played a 40k one more recently. And it just made me realize that it's really fun to have friends. I know that's like a crazy concept to some people, but it is just really fun to have friends. That's what I've realized. Because friends are really cool. And yeah, it's the nice thing is because you're not just fighting for yourself, you're fighting together against these potential easy matchups, these potential terrible pairings. It's nice that you are like trying to work together to achieve a goal rather than just all being there and then trying to do better than your friends, you know? And that's why team events are really fun. And I think that's why I want to run one. And maybe I want to run a few. I'm not sure. I'm going to try out one. I don't know if it'll be successful. We have sold 3 tickets already. We've had 3 early bird sales already out of 6. So which means there's not a whole bunch remaining. There is only 3 at our early bird prices. They are going to be more expensive as after they sell out. But I thought I'd tell you, wonderful people who tune in live, that it's happening. And I wanted to tell you, I wanted to like reward you guys if you are interested in getting a big discount on it as well. So if you are interested, I think I posted a link already, but I'll repost a link and I'll pin it. There is a pinned link in the comments in the chat. I need to put this on shuffle because it's annoying me now. But essentially, it's really fun because of the being able to work together with your opponents, with your teammates, sorry, rather than just fighting a losing battle by yourself. If you lose a game, maybe one of your friends can do a really, let's say you, I pinned the wrong message. I did. Let's say you can pin messages. Where's it gone? There it is. So the nice thing is if you shit the bed and you lose a big game, your captain could be like, right, okay, we need someone else to pick up the slack. And let's say I win a big game, our team can still win even though one of our players fell over, because essentially you can help them up by scoring loads of points in your game to counter what you've just lost against them. You know, let's say you get a 20-0 and they get a 20-0, you know, then you've counterbalanced it. But if they get a 20-0 and you get a 16 something, then you need someone else to get a 20-0 and need someone else to get a 20-0, you know? Being told to get 8 points and locking in and getting 9 was a fun rush. I was getting rushed by Big Macs. And that's funny because I actually needed you to get 10, but I wanted you to get 8, so we won we basically won the round and we were very close. But because I got my maths wrong, we actually needed 10 points, but I told Big C to get 8, so we definitely didn't lose the round. It turns out we were already winning the round, but I told him the wrong score because we actually ended up getting a draw because he didn't get more than 10. But it was like that sort of thing. It was like, I was like, Cal, get 8 points. That's all I need from you. I don't need a win. All right? If you get a win, sick. But if you get 10 points, 8 points, sorry, we'll do really well. And we did. That's why we came so high in the team rankings, because we had a really high score in the last few rounds. You know? Let's say, because we came 9th overall. I'm sure we came 7th when I posted on Instagram, but it seems it changed afterwards. But as you can see, we played Crippled Crew in the last round. They got 35, we got 45. We actually needed more than 10 to win the round, and we only got 10, which is very funny. But overall, we got 200 battle points, and then our next opponent down got 190 because they're literally we played in the last round, and we just kind of solidified ourselves here. If we scored one more point, we would have won the round, which would be very funny. Which would be very funny. I just cocked up on knowing the maths, but it was good. It was good fun. It was really good fun. And it was fun for giving Callum a goal, Big C a goal, and being like, yo, I need 8 points out of you. And that's not winning. That's just not losing loads, which is kind of fun. Which is kind of like giving them credit, which I hate to do, but that's why I kind of like the team scoring system as in a team scoring system, you know? Because it's like a win and a loss doesn't matter if all you're trying to do is score more points, you know? Because in a singles event, if you lose by 1 point, that's it, GG, you know? In a team event, if you lose by 1 point, maybe your opponent, your other teammates can make up that point, and then you can win the round anyway, which is kind of fun, which is really cute, I think. But it was good. It was good. Martin, you asked me to score a point when I had 7 cultists left. It keeps you in the game. Yeah, it keeps you something to work for, because it's like, if you're losing in the singles, it's like, all right, whatever. You know, I'm out. I'm done. You're losing in team events, you're like, maybe I could get a couple of points from my team. You know, maybe I could not lose them all. It's fun. It's really fun. It's really cute. So anyway, we've actually sold 4 of the team event tickets now already, which is very surprising. So thank you everyone who's bought one so far. So we've only got 2 left at the early bird rate. So if you would like to come along, make sure you grab one. And again, with the discount, with a member discount, they're like really cheap with food as well. Mods can't put it on YouTube, right? Okay. Mods, sort it out. Mods, sort it. Gobbo's hopefully coming. Excellent. Excellent. It should be fun. How small can a team event be before it doesn't make sense? 16 people, 4 teams, 3 games. I mean, that is probably the smallest you can do. 4 teams is the smallest. An RTG team event is pretty funny. I mean, if you want to do it, do it. You know what I mean? That's a round robin. That is the smallest you can go. So yeah. I think that is the smallest you can go. The thing is with it is the way team events work though, you're going to get a lot of draws. So you might not get like a true winner, so you'll have to do it on like some other points. I'm not sure. You might have to do placings on like battle points, maybe. Or like team points, rather than like win, loss, draw. But you do wins and then battle points. It's likely that your winners, there'll be 2 people on 2 wins and a draw. That small. Merc had 20 out, I had 17-3. Deck and Papaya were still playing. Papaya looked like he would lose big. Deck was very close, so I told Deck not to drop the differential below a 9 and asked Papaya if he could try to scrape a point. Papaya didn't manage, but Deck did, so he won it exactly, not 46. Oh, that's fun. That's a perfect example of being like you and your opponent or your teammates can work together to like not get those huge losses, which is pretty fun. Mickey's quite sway. Yeah, it's true. It's quite sway. I think there's more draws due to challenger cards. Yeah, this is the first event I've used with the new chapter approved as well. That was the first time I used the challenger deck, and they did make a huge difference, you know. I'm so excited for WDC. What's WDC? I've got so many team events coming up, and then the big one. They're the best way to play Warhammer. But yeah, if you look at my scores, let's have a look at some of the scores that I had from the weekend. I can't bring it up on screen, but I can tell you about it. Because I think that I would have lost a lot more without challenger cards. For example, in my game against Harry, which I lost, 73-83, I actually scored 6 points on challenger cards. Because I only got 25 primary, but I did get 32 on secondary, which they got 50 and 23 on secondaries. So I scored an extra 6 points there, which would have been an 83-67, which would have been like a 15-5 maybe? WTC. Right, okay, that makes more sense. I didn't know what WTDC was. I was like, what WDC? Have I missed one? They all have silly acronyms like the HTT. In my second round, I played against a guy called Simon. He only scored 5 on challenger. That's interesting. Third round, Mike, who I drew with, scored 9 points on challenger cards. So I would have won that 11-9 without the challenger, which is very like an interesting one. Final round, second to final round. My opponent only scored 1 challenger, even though they had access to 3. And then in with Marcus in the final round, they scored 9, but it was just like a long gone. World Dogging Championship, that's the one. Having someone walk past my table saying, "Don't talk to me," challenger cards tilted me. Pardon? Don't talk to me, challenger cards tilted me. I'm not sure what that means. But they were interesting. They were definitely interesting. Like, they are guaranteed auto score. you know? They guaranteed auto score, but they're not like you don't do anything. You do have to do something. There's a little bit to them, and you just like, because they're only scoring you 3 points, I don't think they're game breaking. I don't think they're game breaking, but they feel fun for your opponent to get little wins when they're on the back foot. That's what I would definitely feel like. It's what I thought when I first saw them. It's what I thought when I first played them, and now play an event with them. That's what it feels like. Just little. It's a little dopamine hit, you know? You know, like when you got like loads of jobs to do, and doing all those jobs is going to be really easy, but if you write them on a list and cross them out, you get like a little buzz every time you do. That's definitely what they feel like. I think it was, I think they were like very healthy. I didn't think they were like crazy. Yeah, I would have got a win without challenger cards, but I also would have got a bigger loss without challenger cards, you know? I would have got bigger wins without challenger cards, but also my opponent would have had a worse time, you know? So I actually don't think the challenger cards are a problem. And if they are messing with the made-up WTC scoring system, you know, or whatever, because let's be honest, it is a made-up system added onto 40k. It's not 40k. It's team scoring. I don't think that challenger cards should be banned. I think WTC should reconsider how the scoring works, you know? Personally. But I don't think I thought they were fun. I thought they were fun. Again, I like the little dopamine hits, you know? I'm on the back foot, I'm gonna score a couple extra. My loss isn't gonna be quite as crazy anymore. You know? And I don't think for 1 second that you lose games to challenger cards very often, you know? I think if you're losing games to challenger cards, you are already about to lose the game. Your opponent got a little help me up maybe when they didn't need one, fair enough. But like, I don't think you can lose games exclusively to challenger cards. The team scoring has been in place like this since 2016, and they do change the brackets for how many VP differential make up tournament points. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if they're going to be like, oh, actually, we're going to get rid of challenger cards because they break our system, I think maybe the system is broken rather than the challenger cards, personally. Because they do literally have... The problem is challenger cards you draw if you are 6 or more points behind at the start of a battle round, and the WTC scoring is essentially 6 per 6 VP, you know? It's not 6, 12, 18, but it's like you need more than 5 to score an additional point in the team scoring. So, challenger cards literally lie in that gap of like, oh, we've got a 1 point win here, let's make it a draw, you know? Instead of dishing challenger cards, it's a theory, like we've just said in the chat. Anyway. So yeah, so all I'm saying is I think they were really fun. I thought they're like the little dopamine hits which make the game a lot more enjoyable, and they're much better than like a secret mission or a gambit, for example, because gambits were awful. Secret missions became very broken and then became worthless, and I think challenger cards are actually really good. I actually think they're quite fun. I think they work quite well, to be honest, and I don't really have a problem with them right now. Because they're a shared deck and there's only 9, there's nothing too crazy in there. Yeah, getting a strat that lets you run through walls or advance and charge, essentially. Or move an additional D6 that doesn't count as an advance. It's really, really good, actually. I think it's really good. I think it's like, they're like crazy fun. I think they add like a little bit of interest to the game. They don't always make the most sense. That's for sure. But I don't mind them. You know, I don't have an issue. I think they're decent. So yeah, I've not got a problem with them, basically. That's what I'm saying. What's his music? It was His World before. I didn't drop a point, but I was about to drop my army in the bin. Just something I overheard. Right, okay. So something you overheard, Mercenary, tilted you. Anyway, I think challenge crowd's fine. I think it's fine. Can we just go think your parries went and I could have gone better? I mean, there's not too much in it. There's not too much in it, to be honest. I think the only problem, or the only bad pairing I did, the only bad pairing I did, which I'm sure my fellow comrades would agree with, was the last round. The last one was pretty rough in terms of pairings, because there was like two lists in here that that Callum didn't want to go into. Because the Death Guard list that Sam was running was 2 Great and Clean ones and Mortarion, which is obviously quite tough to shift. And then there's also Imperial Knights. They were using old rules, but so they were like T12. And Kyle was like, I can't go through them with my tower army. I've got 1 metal unit and everything else is strength 8. And I'm like, yeah, fair enough. So we want to put you into Blood Angels, ideally. Guard, maybe. Blood Angels, ideally. You know? So I was like, you know, I'll put Big C, our Tau player, as the defender. Did not work. Wasn't a good idea. That definitely was not a good idea. Okay, I wasn't sure who they're going to put as their champion. I hadn't really looked at like their previous matchups or anything like that. I had a rough idea of like what my team wanted to play into. Obviously, the main concern was putting Tau into toughness 10 and toughness 11, or toughness 12 was not our best idea. So in my head, I was like, oh yeah, you know, being round 5, 30-degree heat the day before, obviously not perfect thinking time. I was like, I'll put Cal down as the defender, because then we can choose who he plays with the 2 defenders. So what happens is you put your defender down, they put their defender down, and they flip up. Okay? They flip up, and then when you see who they put down, you put 2 attackers down. And funnily enough, the 2 attackers they put down into Big C's Tau was the Death Guard of the Imperial Knights. So I really cocked that one up. Really cocked that up, you know? That was not my brightest move. So I put Cal into the Imperial Knights, and he did all right. He got 11-9. That was a really good score to say. That was a red, as we call it in the industry, or a really bad matchup. But they defended with Marcus, I think. I can't remember. There was no situation where you got a positive matchup there, Mikey. Mikey, if you attacked with him, then they pick a red, or picking him into champion, which would also be a red. Yeah, exactly. It was like a tough one. So I think what I did was I put Niall down as the champion because I didn't know where to put him, and then I put myself and Andy because we were like pretty happy with any matchup. Yeah, I put myself and Andy as the attackers into their defender, which was Marcus, I think. Yes, that sounds right. So we had a discussion, and I was like, Chaos Demons don't do well into Blood Angels because Blood Angels just charge them across the battlefield and they can capture them. And obviously, combat armies, Blood Angels probably win. So I was like, I'll shoot Marcus. You go and take one for the team into Death Guard. And then Niall gets the mirror into Astra Militarum, which he said he didn't want to do, which then I ended up giving him anyway because they put Kieran as their champion. And then Niall lost it, and I kept joking with him. Niall was so annoyed with me all weekend. And I'll tell you why Niall was annoyed with me. It's because if you look at our matrix, okay, let's have a look. Do I have matrix open? Let me see if I can find it. So we did a pairings matrix, and by matrix I mean I asked the guys to like put in what they prefer to play. I'm on the wrong account. One sec. I asked them to ask what they'd prefer to play. They don't have to read a list, just like faction wise, like faction history. How have you got on? Who would you like to play? Okay. One sec. Let me bring it up. I was like, faction-wise, who do you want to play? But bearing in mind, like, you've not read the list. I don't care if you've not read the list. Just like, if you hate playing against Imperial Knights, put it as red. You know what I mean? Don't tell me you don't want to play. So, our first matchup, okay, was majority T3. Yeah, our first matchup was majority T3. Mine's all red because I didn't bother filling it out because I'm the guy who's doing the pairings. It didn't matter what I put, and I forgot. But Niall was like green into nids, and that was his only green for round one. Okay, so we have 4 options or 5 options. Sorry, we have red. That means please no. Red is like I'm not going to do very well. Amber is like it's a coin toss or I don't know. Green is like, I think I'm okay. And green is like, hell yeah, I'll take that one, you know? So Niall put green down for nids. and then lost 20-0. He got 20-0'd by them in round 1. Which is arguably our worst matchup. He got 20-0'd, even though the nids were listed as green. As in, I can take that one, I'll do fine, you know? I'll take that one, I'll do fine. He came up as 20-0. Now, actually, jokes aside to Niall, because I love Niall, he's a legend, right? This was a really hard matchup because all of these lists were really good. And there was no good matchups, really. You know, there's no, like, guaranteed. On paper, looking at just factions, maybe there's a good way to do it, okay? But realistically, this team were really, really strong. That's and they came second last year, and they think they came third this time, okay? So, like, they were, like, a really strong team. So, realistically, going into it, we had, like... we were already probably going to lose the round as a whole. We didn't help with yeah, Big C. Your matrix was mostly amber and red, which did not fill me. I mean, there's some more greens here, but you got down to here, you're like, yeah, there's no green, no more greens, no greens, all amber red, and that should have maybe set off some alarm bells. Okay. But we had pretty good matchup because I was happy to go into Death Guard. These guys didn't, so I took the Death Guard on and got the 11-9. Like, as I said, like, Niall said he was going to take nids and then just chat the bed. Kyle took Eldar, which said he was a red and did really well into them. And then World Eaters was an 80 Berserker list, which was just, like, never going to happen, to be honest. Never going to happen. The issue is that no one opens lists of filling out, so they make sure your teams, so they didn't even know what faction. I did a few, and I got bored. We weren't that prepared for it. We just went for a fun time. You know? We went for a fun time. We didn't take it that seriously. We wasn't that bothered. We wanted to go and try it. And then we soon realized is that we had 4 singles lists in a team. Because, like, when you are playing in a team event, you kind of need to think about what type of list you have. Because obviously you don't just have to win. Sometimes you just have to not lose, or not lose by a lot. So they come up with terms like, you know, overwhelm, blocker, fucking skew, etc. There's all these like weird skew lists that you can take. Hey, you're talking shit. I was Niall. Just bring it up round one, bro. That's all. Talk about round one again. Don't you worry about it. There's like lots of like different terms that you can use for like different types of lists. For example, like Necrons, Awakened Dynasty, taking nothing but warriors will not win games. But what it will do is deny points. You know, it'll stop you scoring huge or hugely different, or stop your opponent scoring hugely different to you as the Necron player. And they're like a denial list, you know. They like don't give him many kill points. You might get Call the Horde if you're really lucky, but they're going to be really hard because they're going to have like 4+ in runs everywhere. And that's kind of like the plan with that is like you have different types of lists that are kind of designed to do different roles. Where we had 4 lists that were good Warhammer lists, you know. They were just to take all comers, and I think we did overall pretty fun. You know, we did all right, to be honest. So like going again, if I was going to take a team event more seriously, that's something you kind of got to consider. Something I've not really had experience with is kind of telling people what list to take, you know. I just tell them, they ask me advice of what sort of list they should write, you know. I've never had to be like, right, okay, we need this type of list, we need this type of list, because it's not something I've ever really indulged with, you know what I mean? But it was interesting, you know. And again, we had like a very basic matrix to be like, what factions do you normally do all right against? Now, obviously, as you mentioned, we don't have like the exact faction or detachment, but it's just like a vibe, you know what I mean? Like a rough vibe of like, what have you done well against? But the problem is when this happens, you know, no matter what happens here, Andy's not having a good time, you know? Where maybe if we'd written lists with like a skew list, like it's skewed into it, we would have actually done all right, you know what I mean? If we'd gone like, right, okay, well, Andy's list is or like, let's say Carl's list, Big C's list is looking amber red on a lot of them. We need to change that list, you know? Whereas my ultimate plan for this team event, like I said at the start, was no matter what the pairing was, you know, no matter what round it was, I didn't want my team having to play against Death Guard or Thousand Suns. So I took that on the chin, you know? I was like, I'll play that list, or I'll play that matchup, because I'm running a really broken army, and it's not going to be fun for you, whereas I can probably either draw or get wins out of it. So then we kind of like cancelling that army out of the game, you know? I'm trying to find out second round matchups. Where the fuck are we? There we are. So yeah, like this one, we didn't have one. It was Grey Knights, Orks, Black Templars, and Chaos Space Marines, and I won us the round single-handedly because everyone got a fucking draw. Which is very funny, you know? Like we said, we almost got a perfect game of just having 4 draws. It was basically having a bye, which is quite funny. So it was just like interesting stuff like that. Like where they were like playing normal games, let's say, it was fine. But as soon as it came to like harder, weirder armies, then I kind of threw myself under the bus, as it were. I took that one for the team. Round 2 was great though. Yeah, round 2 was great, don't get me wrong. It's just funny that everyone got a draw, you know? Like this one we lost quite big, because we got 20-0'd. Again, if you look at our matrix for Armor Reactor B, as you can see, Carl was like green into Custody Lions. I was like, yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, no worries, Carl. I'll put you into Custodies. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll put you into Custodies, bro. Again, hindsight is 20/20, and hindsight is 4+ save wardens. That's what it is, I think. I think I forgot, like, because I'm just going off what my team told me. You know, I was going off what my team told me. Then I was like, you know, forgetting that wardens can 4+ invuln and 4+ feel no pain in one turn and then charge the next. so Tom only have one turn to kill them and it's just not looking good. Do you think he get the matrix coloured backwards? Maybe. He probably would have done alright into Death Guard, let's be honest. Into Death Guard, it's just a bunch of vehicles at T10. Would have been alright, just the amount of shots would have fucked them. Colourblind, excellent, excellent. So we did alright. I think who played into Necrons now? Andy did. So Andy said he was going to do alright, and he did do alright, to be fair. He got 11-9, which is really good. Niall said he was going to do an amber into Peter, and it did work out as a pretty amber, pretty typical. I would expect that for an amber. That's probably like my limit for an amber, but you know, I'll take it. And then I was like amber green, and I got the draw. So I did probably the worst, except for Cal. Out of the other three, I did the worst in terms of like my matchups, but I was happy to go Death Guard, you know. Can't read, colorblind and down, can't read. Excellent. Who else did we have? We have round 4. Round 4 we had Leeds Battle Bunker, I think it was. And we did win this one quite handedly, actually. We did really well in this round, actually. Did we get a good matrix on this one, Leeds Battle Bunker? Again, it was all vibe based. Andy went into Tyranids, which he said was an amber, and absolutely smashed it. Niall went into Space Marines, which he said was an amber, absolutely smashed it. I went to Death Guard, I was red, you know, I was panicking. And then Carl went into Orks, which was at a red, and got an 18 team. Which is pretty impressive, actually, to say that like the matchups on paper weren't that great, to be honest. None of them were favourable in their heads. Actually worked out really well, which is really fun. And then our last game was against Crippled Crew, which was, I was pretty fine. Carl said he was Carl said he was green into Knights. I mean, he did well, to be fair. Carl said he did well into Knights and then was like, I don't want to play Knights. Niall was green into Guard, red into everything else. Gave me nothing. Gave me absolutely nothing. Andy didn't want to play Guard, ended up playing Death Guard Taliban. So Sam was actually quite ill on the day. So they agreed to a 10-10 before the game started, and then Andy ended up getting a minor win. So if we'd actually taken the actual score, I think we would have won the round, which would have been pretty funny. But they'd agreed to a 10-10 at the start of the game because it was just like, we're not sweating in this one. I think I gave up on list reading at this point. You didn't even have to read the list. That says green into Knights. Yeah, I know. But you gave me red everywhere else. What do you mean, can I read? Carl had green on Knights as well, and then said didn't want to play them. It says Knights there, and just went, yeah, I want to play them, and then it came to it, it's like, I don't want to play them. Funny. So the Matrix was an interesting one, because it was like, you've kind of got to think about your Matrix when doing pairings, and then also trying to do that, actually like make that come to fruition, which is like the hard bit, you know? And I agree, like last round, I really cocked up the pairings, and we still did okay, to be fair, again, overall getting more points. But we didn't get the favourable matchups, you know? Like I got the favourable matchups into Blood Angels, arguably. I wasn't sure I was like into Guard because they just got so much stuff. It was old Imperial Knights. It wasn't new Imperial Knights. They were T12 still. But it's just interesting. It was, because we didn't like take it super seriously, but we tried to like do the things you're supposed to do in a team event, like trying the Matrix out and thinking about pairings rather than just doing it randomly. And I think we did, or I think, like jokes aside, I do think, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but I do think we did all right, considering. Everybody's red next time, so it was ball and I get the W's. Yeah. Yeah, I think considering looking at our matrix, I think we did okay. I think we did good, considering. So shout out to my team. That's the number one. Shout out to my team. We couldn't do it without them, literally. But it was good fun. I was very interested to try team events for the first time, and it was fun, and I did enjoy it, and I'm really looking forward to finding another opportunity to do it again. Hopefully soon. Just not in a gym hole. Fuck that. I'm 2-1 against Custodies now. I didn't mean to try our team with Matrix. Well, we had to be prepared. Me and Andy had the right idea for Hellstorm B team. Just green all the way down. It's Hellstorm B team. Guy was like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck Papaya. Now it was like, nah, I hate Jamartin and I hate Leagues of Vote. I'm not playing those bad boys. Andy, yeah, man, you're so right. Let's get it filled in. It's the event's happened now. Let's get this bad boy filled in. No problem. That's what we say about B team. No problem. 13th place. Can't see you down there, bro. No problem, bro. It was good fun. It was good fun. So if you're interested in coming to the team event, there is 2 early bird tickets left. To be fair, anyone not GG against me was underestimating themselves. I would have got GG against you, Papaya. I would have struggled. Just because you're so dashing. Shout out to the fan I stood next to on Saturday, so I didn't die of a heat stroke. Yeah, brilliant. Bro, it was so gross on Saturday. It was so grim. Oh, this is a nice drink. Chat, if you like Monster, try the Aussie lemonade. It's so good. But anyway, that's all about team events. You see the new Black Templar? It's another fucking chaplain. They love chaplains, bro. Look at that bold head. Brave into bed. Didn't he beat you in your POV game? Yeah, I was chilling, bro. Bro, I was chilling. Mick knows I was taking it easy. Mick knows I was just letting him win. I was being nice that day. Whack a decal on that thing. You could fill it. Fucking put about 3 decals on that noggin. As Mercenary pointed out. The same fucking model, bro. Put him on a rock. Mikey, let me win. False confidence. I mean, did he win 5 games then? 4 games or something? It's the same fucking dude, bro. Copy my homework. But don't make it look obvious. Actually wild, bruv. Isn't that crazy close? But it looks interesting. Down late, the lazy sculptor. I mean, I'm just reading chat, bro. I'm just reading chat. It definitely looks interesting. I'm sure the new space will look interesting as well, chat. And the drop pod. For the pictures, because I ain't fucking got any. Yeah, chat, I'd love to be paying Logan Grimnar this week, but I shan't be. Shan't. Do not expect any Space Wolves content from me, chat. Don't even expect any fucking drop pod content, because the fucking drop pod's coming out. 2 drop pods and I don't have them. One of the most famous Space Marine players on the planet isn't getting one. Anyway, what was I saying? Why would you need two? I don't know. Fucking one would be nice. One would be nice. Anyway, the excretor, so execrator is coming out. It gives the unit advance and charge, I think. According to their remorseless persecution, drives the unit they join into berserk fury, letting them charge at the same turn as they advance. This model makes 2 little squad of swordbreath into a terrifying cruise missile heavy unit. Cool, they can just play Gladius. Wow, they can play Gladius still. That's crazy. What do you want, Gladius, or do you want a character to pay points for it? I think you're still taking the Judicia for fight first, currently, as it stands. But he's cute. He's cute. Do we need another support character for Black Templars? Because they're about to lose all their fucking not Primaris units. They're going to lose their firstborn Crusader. Sorry, going to use their firstborn Crusader units. Can they take the firstborn sword brethren? I don't think they can. Eight attacks, damage 2. I mean, it's fine. They're going to lose Crusader squad. Oh, they actually don't have a sword brethren squad that's not Primaris. You're going to lose your 5-man Crusader squad, bro. What's the minimum squad of a normal Crusader squad? Is that 10? Yes. So you're not going to be able to 5-man squad. What are they going to take in impulses? Sword brethren, I guess. It's a cool model, to be fair. I'd love to paint one. I love all Space Marine models. All Space Marine models are very cool, let's be honest. All the new Cathay as well. Don't have it, though. Don't have any of the new stuff. Don't have the Jade, don't have the Dragon. 5-man infiltrators. That's it. You're able to put your fucking incursors. Can they even take incursors and infiltrators? That is about it. Looks cool, though. You're G doing his blacklist now? I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's been fucking 6 months of it. It's been 6 months of it. I won't expect much from me. What you will expect is me calling it a night. Because I'm going to go chill. I'm going to go chill play some games with the boys. I'm going to go play some Night Rain. I might be on Discord if you want to come join the voice chat and have an natter. Also playing some games. But thank you so much for listening and chatting about team events with me. I'm really excited about them now. I'm really excited to run the team event at Outpost for the first time. Because I don't think they've ever had a team event there either. Like, just in Outpost history, I don't think they've ever had a team event. I was going to a game. I did say I was coming up 8:30 till 9. That's literally in the middle. So I'm going to go do that now. So thanks so much for watching. I've got 2 videos that have been, like, very close to being done. So hopefully you'll be able to check out them soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Appreciate you. See you Wednesday. Bye. Bye-bye now. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.